Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. Woo-woo! You might wonder why it's so dark outside. Well, it's because I have to be up in Nevada City this morning for a hearing at 8:30, and Nevada City is quite a bit. It's like 45 minutes to an hour away from the office, yada yada. So early start today. Anyway, the saga of the counter notification is continuing. The strike that Earl gave me. I did receive an email back from YouTube yesterday. They said that they could not, from my statement, which was I will accept service by mail, they could not determine whether or not I had a valid reason to issue the counter notification. I don't understand why YouTube is going to get involved in it. They don't have lawyers reviewing this stuff. They don't have lawyers watching the videos, you know, the original video and then the struck video, and then delving into whether or not there is a valid claim for fair use. So I have no idea why YouTube feels the need to insert themselves into the process. I assumed that they were only looking to make sure that nothing abusive was being sent to the other party. But no, they want more. So I embellished slightly. I did say that it was fair use, commentary, and criticism. I said that it was a transformative work, and I said I am an attorney. I gave them my state bar number, which is California State Bar 320086, for those of you who think that I'm hiding behind anonymity. And also, for those of you who think you're going to issue complaints that are going to actually get me in trouble, apparently a bunch of people have done it, and the state bar hasn't contacted me even once regarding it. So good luck there. And by the way, Krista Hemming is still practicing law with no blemish on her records. So Earl, you failed. Anyway, I digress. So I gave them my state bar number. I explained to them that I am an attorney, that I know what I'm doing, and they should step aside and let the actual legal process play out in court where it belongs and not on YouTube. So that's where that's at. Now, because this is only a 2.5 minute video so far, I figured I'd delve into something approaching politics. Now, for those of you who don't know, I did support Trump. I do support Trump. Well, technically, I am a registered Republican. I think the Republican Party is a bunch of idiots. And the only thing that makes them better than the Democrats is the Democrats are bigger idiots. But I say idiot with huge air quotes around it, because one of the thing I was going to talk about is this fascination with people calling like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris idiots. And they called Trump an idiot too. And my defense for Trump was always, look, you don't turn whatever money he started with, something in the millions, into a multi-billion-dollar business that has spanned decades, a lot of decades, and is still a very valuable enterprise, multi-billion-dollar enterprise. You don't do that if you're an idiot. You really don't. I mean, YouTube is being run by Wojcicki, or whatever the hell her name is, Susan Wojcicki, and she's an idiot. She can't run a company and make it profitable to save her life. But Trump did. So, I mean, there you go. Now, as far as Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are concerned, they say Joe Biden's inept. He was bottom of his law school class. He plagiarizes, et cetera, which are all fair criticisms, but that doesn't make him stupid. They say that Kamala Harris slept her way to her position as the Attorney General for California. But again, while it is a fair criticism that she did have sexual relations with Willie Brown, it does not by any stretch of the imagination make her stupid. First of all, it is a very small, it is a low percentage of the population that gets a college degree. Not everybody gets a college degree. Some people just aren't cut out for it. You're cutting out about roughly half the population to get an actual 4-year college degree to make you eligible to go to law school. Law school dropout rates are pretty significant. I believe about 50% of my law school class dropped out. So that is a further winnowing factor. And not everybody graduated. So being at the bottom of the class means you graduated. So there you go. Now, one other thing that I want to point out is that both Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were licensed practicing attorneys. Kamala Harris for the DA's office, Joe Biden was a public defender, I believe, which means that they took and passed their state's entrance examinations, bar examinations, whatever. I don't know specifically what state Joe Biden became a licensed practicing attorney in. I don't know if they have a state bar that issues the test or if it's the state itself. But whoever did it, they took whatever entrance examination to become a practicing attorney, and they passed it. And if you think that's easy to do, I would like to point you to last February's California State Bar exam, where roughly 1/3, like 35% roughly, of the people who took that examination passed it. Now, of course, California being California, they're going to reduce the passing requirements for the state bar because, everybody's going to have to get a participation trophy in our new hug box of a state. But that's it. Okay, so politicians, generally speaking, are going to be intelligent. And I want you to bear that in mind. If you can't fathom a reason why politicians are passing laws that are detrimental to the United States, for whatever reason you may think it is, then I want you to consider that these are very intelligent people who are doing it. And you should infer a nefarious intent. They are profiting by it somehow if you're not. If it's not in the best interest of the country, then it's got to be in their best interest because they are passing these laws. I want you to think about that. Keep that in your mind. These people are not your friends. Our system has become dissociated from the people it was intended to serve. We were intended to be a nation where the states had the power and the federal government was a very limited power. But we've reversed that. We've allowed power creep to happen, and now the federal government has the bulk of the power. And those people aren't answerable to their local communities. They're not answerable to their state assemblies. They're not answerable to you. They're answerable to the people with the money, the people who can afford the $5,000 a plate dinners, the people who can afford to pay them hundreds of thousands or maybe even millions of dollars to go speak at an event, the people who can afford to donate millions of dollars, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars to their charities, which don't do any charitable work but do pay very hefty management fees to the politicians who are ostensibly running these charities. There's a reason why these politicians, with potentially the exception of Donald Trump, there's a reason why these politicians go into politics as not millionaires and leave politics as multimillionaires. Even Bernie Sanders, the socialist, is worth millions. That's why it's not millionaires and billionaires anymore. It's just billionaires. Because now he's a millionaire and he doesn't want his money taken away. Anyway, just think about it. Politicians, they're against you. They're against the common people. They don't do anything in your best interest. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.